Hello again, everyone, and welcome back. The latest version of the Ubuntu desktop was released this week, version 23.04, codenamed the Lunar Lobster. You can't really make this stuff up. Anyway, it came out this week, and as always, I've prepared a full review for you guys, and we're going to take a look at the new release in today's video. Ubuntu 23.04 features Linux kernel 6.2 and GNOME 44. In fact, those are also the same technologies that power Fedora 38, which was also released this week. So what we have is a very rare opportunity to check out two of the most popular GNOME-related distributions of Linux in the same week. Anyway, the updated Ubuntu desktop also features an updated installer, an updated font, and also many additional changes under the hood. So, as you can imagine, I was very busy this week. Two distributions came out that feature the GNOME desktop, two of my favorite distributions, so I definitely wanted to make sure that I get some reviews out to you guys to let you know what to expect. But unfortunately, my excitement didn't last all that long when it comes to Ubuntu 23.04, because during my time with the latest Ubuntu desktop, I came away very unimpressed. In fact, this might very well be the worst version of Ubuntu I have ever reviewed during the entire history of this channel. Why do I dislike this release so much? Well, let's get into the review and I'll let you know exactly why I'm so disappointed. And here it is, Ubuntu 23.04. And what you're seeing is the final version of Ubuntu 23.04. I prefer to review the final product when it comes to each distribution review that I do, instead of reviewing a beta ahead of time and making it look like the final version in order to be the first one on YouTube with a review. On my end, I feel that accuracy is more important than being first. And there's a reason why I'm pointing this out, which I'll get to before the end of the review. Anyway, the first thing that I did, as usual, was prepare installation media so I could get started with reviewing Ubuntu 23.04. And unfortunately, I ran into problems immediately. The first issue that I noticed was booting the installation media took a very long time to start up. In fact, releases of Ubuntu over 10 years ago launched a lot faster than this. Once everything did finish loading, the DPI was set so low that it was very hard for me to read the screen, and it almost caused me eye strain. I don't understand why this is still a problem on Linux distributions nowadays, especially when we have the technology to fix this. And speaking of technology to fix this, all you have to do is go into Settings. When you go into the Display section, there's going to be a DPI scaling section. And then, well, what you do is just increase the DPI scaling to wherever it feels most comfortable. However, when I did that, the desktop ran into a big problem. At that point, I was unable to move windows around the screen. And when I was finally able to move a window around the screen, there were screen artifacts everywhere that looks like something I would have seen back on Windows 98. To work around that, what I did was I logged out and logged in again, and thankfully it retained my 200% scaling setting, so at least that was fixed. At that point, I was eager to test out the brand new installer. But unfortunately, as I was logging into the new environment, I noticed that the installer tried to appear and then crashed immediately. However, when you open the installer from the desktop icon, it doesn't close itself at that point, so when you launch it manually, it's fine. It's just when it tries to open by itself, it crashes. So that's interesting. Anyway, once I launched the installer manually, there it was on my screen ready to go. It was finally time to install Ubuntu 23.04. My first impression of the new installer is that it definitely looks and feels more modern. So I think the UI is very well done. Unfortunately, my installation attempt was interrupted by a crash report message. After closing it, I decided to continue with the installation process anyway, so I answered all of the questions that came up during the process to get the installation going. However, when it came time to actually install Ubuntu, the installer, well, crashed. At that point, I was very determined to get Ubuntu 23.04 installed, so I launched the installer manually again, and this time it worked. I guess the third time's the charm. But I was curious about why I had so many issues, so I tried a few different flash drives, and I had the same problem. After experimenting with this for quite a while, my conclusion was that there's so many bugs in the installer that it's practically unusable. But thankfully, there's an alternative ISO image available for Ubuntu 23.04 that includes the legacy installer, which is what the previous installer is now known as. Now, I think it's a great thing that an alternative was made available, especially considering all the issues that I ran into. But again, there were issues with the legacy installer as well. But at least it does finish the installation process on the first attempt without the installer dying, so I guess that's a benefit. The issues with GNOME shell crashing during installation still occurred, but at least the installation did finish. Another curious aspect of the new installer is that there's no option to use ZFS with Ubuntu 23.04. You can do that with the legacy installer, but not the new one. With the new installer, other than the absence of a ZFS option, the installation process within that installer has the exact same routine as the old one. Which means, other than having a more modern UI, the new installer is a downgrade from the legacy installer in every single way. My suggestion, if you do decide to try out Ubuntu 23.04, is to avoid the new installer and pretend that it doesn't exist. As an aside, the desktop that I used for the footage you see in this video is the same computer that I use for the majority of the videos on this channel. In fact, I've been using this particular desktop for years. It's a System 76 desktop, so it's built to run Linux, but not Ubuntu 23.04 apparently. So the conclusion that I came to is that my hardware is fine, but apparently Ubuntu 23.04 has some regressions. Also, like I mentioned, all of the footage that you're seeing in this review was taken from the final version of Ubuntu 23.04. I did test out the beta versions prior to this review, and actually, I had the same problems with the beta releases as well, but that kind of thing is generally expected when you're testing a beta. But here we have the final release of the new Ubuntu desktop, and none of the bugs that I encountered during the beta phase were fixed. But enough about the new installer. As unreliable as it is, you can legitimately get Ubuntu 23.04 installed with the new installer. Sure, it'll take about 3 attempts to do so, and once you do, you'll have Ubuntu 23.04 on your computer. And once installation is finished, what do you have to look forward to? Well, mainly an updated software stack. Like I mentioned earlier, we have Linux kernel 6.2 and GNOME 44 as the primary benefits of Ubuntu 23.04. Now regarding GNOME 44, I have a dedicated review video for that particular desktop, so if you're curious about the new features that it brings to the table, then definitely check out that video. But since it is included in Ubuntu 23.04, we do have GNOME 44's new features as highlights of this release. Well, all of the new features except for one of them anyway, but I'll get to that later. Another benefit of Ubuntu 23.04 is that the user interface and theme has been refined, and that includes an updated font. And you know what? The new release of Ubuntu really does look good. In addition to that, after you manage to get it installed, the performance is very decent as well. So when it comes to general usage, I don't have any complaints when it comes to that. So you do get a really responsive desktop with Ubuntu 23.04, and that's a good thing. In fact, even the slow starting Firefox issue has been fixed. I don't remember a single time where I had to wait for Firefox to open after clicking on its icon. It's pretty much immediate. And that may not seem like a big deal, but there was a regression in recent Ubuntu releases that caused Firefox to start slowly, and thankfully that seems to have been fixed in this release. But what else do you have to look forward to when it comes to Ubuntu 23.04 aside from the theme changes? Well, not all that much, unfortunately. There are a great deal of behind-the-scenes changes, just not a lot of changes that are going to be user noticeable. And don't get me wrong, the changes behind the scenes are definitely important, but when it comes to exciting new features that are going to pull people into this release, well, there just really isn't anything to get really excited for. One of the bigger changes is group policy support when enabling Active Directory, which is something that enterprise users will most likely find favorable. But on the other hand, I don't think organizations will roll out Ubuntu 23.04. Intermediary releases, which is what this is, isn't really going to be all that popular when it comes to enterprise environments. And if administrators run into the same problems during installation that I did, they'll probably just stop the deployment process right then and there. So in that case, the new group policy feature is probably going to go largely unnoticed, at least until the next LTS release. When that comes out, you'll have this feature to look forward to, so I think that's a good thing. It's just not going to make that big of an impact when it comes to Ubuntu 23.04. Now continuing, the release notes also highlight Firefox 1.11, LibreOffice 7.5.2, and also Linux kernel 6.2 as being noteworthy features when it comes to Ubuntu 23.04. But what's interesting though is that none of those things are features specific to Ubuntu 23.04. The thing is, each supported version of Ubuntu gets the latest Firefox releases as soon as they come out, And also, newer LibreOffice versions are made available online for anyone to download and use on their distribution. In fact, even Linux kernel 6.2 will be backported to Ubuntu 20.04 at some point in the future. So what that means is when it comes to user-facing improvements, the latest GNOME desktop is literally the only thing that stands out as unique. And even then, one of the new features of GNOME 44 is the ability to view a list of Flatpak applications that are running in the background, but since Flatpak isn't included in Ubuntu by default, then that means there's a feature of GNOME 44 that the majority of Ubuntu users will never notice is even present. So there you go, that was my review of Ubuntu 23.04. I'm sure it's not what you were expecting. The thing is, I always have to be honest with you guys and give you an unbiased review. Keep in mind, Ubuntu is one of my favorite distributions out there. But even though it's one of my favorite distributions, I'm still going to give you an honest review. And my honest review is that you should absolutely avoid using Ubuntu 23.04. Even if you don't run into any other problems other than the ones that I've mentioned, and the majority of those were experienced during installation, I still can't trust it. If we have those problems during installation, what else are we going to encounter in this release? It's been less than 24 hours since this came out, and I've already experienced all of those issues, so it's really hard for me to recommend it to you guys, so I'm going to recommend that you avoid this release and stick to Ubuntu 20.04. But anyway, that was my review. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. And definitely subscribe because I have some awesome videos coming very soon that I can't wait to show you. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.